Hi chat. Let me explain what just happened. I I've been streaming for an hour and a half. To myself, I forgot to press the go live button. So yeah. Oops. Well, you missed some very interesting games versus let's catch you up to speed. Dromai, Vincent, and what was the first one we played against? It's been so long I've forgotten. No worries. Hi everyone, welcome to the very late stream. I will try to go late tonight to account for the fact that I'm starting an hour and a half late. Oh my god. How you doing? Let me try to get in the right headspace to give my whole spiel again. Alright, you've seen the deck tech. How do you actually play the deck? Let's find out together. Play a little bit of Talishar, trying to get back to the roots. Last time we did this, it was Levia. Felt a little icky, felt a little funny. That deck is way too hard for me in a way that I cannot even begin to comprehend. So yeah, we're gonna play some Iyslander tonight, hang out, chill out. Remember to press the go live button this time, which I think that's the first time I've ever done that. Oops. I'm trying out a little something new. I've got like actually some lo-fi background music. Let me know if it's too loud, too quiet, especially compared to my audio levels. I know I've had issues in the past about being really quiet. Let me know if you can hear me all right. But we're gonna laugh that one off. We're gonna play some games, hang out tonight, and jump right into it. So I am playing the Boomer full sideboard guide list that I linked in the deck tech video last week. You can see a link to that deck tech, you know, an explanation of the cards in the list in the description of this video below. While you're checking out that, go ahead and like, subscribe, do all the algorithm stuff. Really helps me out, really appreciate it. But let's start playing some Talishar games, shall we? And be very happy that I can actually interact with chat. I thought it was just a really quiet night. Oh my goodness. So, you know, Mr. Nelson, your comment about playing practice games while you wait makes a lot more sense now. And Azalea. First and second here is hard. We never want them to have, like, turn 0 inertia. But, it's relatively low odds that it happens. So yeah, we're just gonna throw in the preset sideboard guide. Throw it. Audio sounds good. I think mic is close to computer fan. Unfortunately, I think that's just a very loud computer fan. I don't think I can really fix that tonight. I'll look into that in the future, Robin. I can try to like scoot away a bit physically. Am I gonna win? I hope so. I started on a really hot 3-0 streak that y'all did not get to see. Yeah, I don't have any responses. Take this red card out of my hand. Oh yeah, it definitely is lo-fi white noise, Martin. Definitely planned. Blind Azalea into E-Strike, it's fine. Just passing, interesting. AB2, you know, we get to, I hit the wrong button on OBS, Brickless, yes. I hit the start streaming button, but not the go live button. Pretty unfortunate mistake. I will not make it again. Yeah, this just rips a card. Yeah, so there definitely is a little bit of lo-fi white noise like that, Martin, in the track itself. I can turn the music down if y'all think it's too loud or if it's distracting. But I've been having a nice little chill lo-fi session the last hour and a half. Alright, that's all 3 Ravenous Rebels. That's pretty fast. We're gonna see what's on top. Codex with just Ravenous Rebel in the yard. Now this is really interesting because we can cold snap now. Burn the Warmongers with fire, but I want to play the Warmongers fatigue bar. We also can be really mean. This cold snap on this E-Strike is really threatening because if they have to Azalea into Codex, their only target is Rav. Not good. Exactly what I want to be doing here, actually. So we're going to block 3. Cold snap this out. Drawing Channel 8 Frigid. Oh my goodness. Sell Warmongers. Well, that's part of my 3-step plan, Brickless. I need to win 1 more Battle Hardened, spike the price even higher. Then we sell out of the 0 copies of Warmongers Diplomacy that I own. Clearly the master plan. Cool, they're just gonna send E-Strike after this. Last copy in the mail. Nice, Martin. Buff power, no card draw. No arsenal for Lexi. That means that Diplomacy isn't that good. It's okay, but it's not great. Right? Like, we play Warmongers, they don't get to do any of their buffs, but they weren't going to Strobon cross-rep anyways. They weren't going to Azalea anyways, probably, unless they draw, like, exactly read the glide path. I actually don't love playing this here. Versus... Encase doesn't really do much either. I think we're actually just coroneting with it, strangely. I don't know, does that make sense to y'all? So I value the 3 block on RO over playing Bull. That is the logic behind having it in my list, Martin. I'm torn, like they're both really, really good, obviously. The way that I'd see it though is like, if I draw a hand that can't load other than Quiver if you Warmongers from no arsenal, that's not true, Robin. So Warmongers allows attack actions and weapon actions if you choose War, not weapon attack actions. So you can still load with Death Dealer under Warmongers voting for War, which means it's really only very good if they have a face down arsenal, which is probably either a buff or they can't flip it or anything. The logic behind me playing the 3 block is if I draw a hand that is Raging Onslaught and... Oh, welcome Rayland. Raging Onslaught and an Ice Vein. I really want to block 3 and play the Ice Vein. And when that happens with Wounded Bull, you just can't justify that because it's a 2 block. But that also is just me like being way too into playing arcane cards. Seek and Destroy, gross. Oh, I really hate that actually. They're probably never going taller than 8 this turn though. Maybe 11. We can full block them, it's fine. Sure, your Codex doesn't do anything to me. And you have to get an E-Strike back. So, Siege doesn't apply? Uh-oh. I think this is Azalea forgot that they haven't played any arrows. They're digging for one. Can they dominate one? Alright, so we're in an interesting spot now. Seems like they found something on top. It almost certainly is going to be too tall for us. We're going to get inertiaed or seek and destroyed, but we also can just play CLF into hail on our turn and it's perfectly fine. Ah, yeah, that's a good point, Robin. We probably should have played this CLF in response to the Skullbone now that I think about it, but it's just a misplay from me. Too distracted at chat. Don't worry, y'all guys are the best. Let's go ahead and let this resolve. It's fine. Oh dear. Well, that is exactly what we didn't want to see. In that case, we're making them burn their tunic counter. Ah, man. I was on such a roll, and now I'm actually remembered to click stream, and I'm playing so sloppy for y'all. I'm sorry, guys. Let's see if they figure it out. Oh, caps lock. Oh no, we have a 3 resource tax. They have a resource and tunic up. Oh, what a blowout. We're so mean. Just actually the meanest. Sometimes I'm accidentally a genius. Hope you see a match with Bravo Fatigue. It's possible. We'll just have to see what Talishar is on tonight. Playing with Go again? Interesting. We're... accidentally being a genius is how I won the Battle Hardened? Maybe. It's like half of my charm as a player. I will say, you know, you start getting a little low energy after an hour and a half of streaming to yourself, and that's when the mistakes really start to slip out, you know. I just want to try to sink into something more interesting here. His hand's kind of boring. That's not bad. Give 6 block on this red in the ledger. Okay, so let's talk about better lucky than good. Absolutely, Alex. So let's talk about Icebind versus Encase here, because we get our pick of which one we want. We can't keep CLF out, so that's not happening. If we Encase, they can't Skullbone or Azalea the card they arsenal. If we Icebind, they have to Azalea the card they arsenal. Encase, just almost always better. Especially when Snaps is up, it stops him from just doing like a silly wide turn to get ahead of us. I'm glad I reached the same conclusion as you, Levi. And also, welcome, Levi. Goodbye, Channel 8 Frigid. Man, they've got all the blues. CLF will be dearly missed. It did a lot of work in its short life. Let's chuck this 2 block away. Stop them from doing anything super crazy. Throw a frostbite their way. Oh, gross. Blood Rot on hit, reload on hit. Death Dealer has already been used. Alright, fine. You got me, Azalea. If you got the Rain Razors, you got the Rain Razors. Nope. Alright, that's the turn. I have been lied to. I thought that was going to be the end of the turn. We are up 1,000,000 life, so things are going pretty well. Hi Rhea, wanted to ask if Freezing Point is a viable part of the deck or CNC. Rayland, I really wish I could tell you that Freezing Point was good. I love that card so much. I have tried really hard to make it work. It's been in and out of my list several times over the past few years. I don't think the support is there for it right now. There is kind of a fringe Weathervane build that can use Freezing Point relatively well. Go check out Waning Mooner's channel if you are interested in that, but in like the more focused Arcane list, I don't think it has a spot. It's just a little too inefficient. We don't have enough good ways to pump it. CNC? Absolutely, yeah. It's good versus Rangers if, and this is a big if you're okay with, is this inertia on hit? Gross. The Present came out last year. Has it been 1 year? Yeah, okay. Past 1 year, sorry Brookless. CNC is fine if you're okay with having to put it in Arsenal due to Codex. We don't have any disruption in our arsenal, so we're going to let our opponent kind of solitaire this turn and then throw 7 at them. This inertia is going to be quite bad. I have 1 float, so we'll push 6. How tall is this? 11? Oh, good, Brickless. Yeah, I tend to agree, Robin. If you're in Bully already, Encase is quite good. Alright, we just can't block this out, so we're getting inertia, so let's think about what we want to do with our turn. And it's, you know, there's no damage on hit, which is good, so we're going to block 6, send 6. Coronet's so bad with Tunica. I'm gonna block 8. Snapping. Interesting. Such a good bait. Because now they're vulnerable to Coronet. Playing around Frostbite Disruption. Nice. With the preemptive. Sure. Unfortunately, that's not going to do much for you, Azalea. Seems like a pretty good value trade for me. Is this my list around the last 2 events? It is, Templar. It is the exact 80 that I won both the Chicago and Cincinnati Battle Hardens with. You can find the link to it in the description of this video. It's the same list I did the deck tech on last week. Was that last week? Time is a weird soup. But just getting some gameplay in for y'all with that list. So it's kind of funny, because there's a world where I can Arsenal this Brain Freeze and then play it and strip a card from Azalea. The safe bet is Arsenaling this or our opponent leaves. Well, that's no fun. I was having a lot of fun that match. Okay, first game down, I guess. Let's get another one in. GG's, right? Yeah. Bit sudden there. I was having a lot of fun with that puzzle. Because there's a lot of worlds there, right, where I can, off of the Codex of Bloodrot, put the blue Brain Freeze in Arsenal, play it, the mirror. We're gonna go a second in the mirror. And then rip a 0-cost buff from Azalea with it, which also bricks their ability to Azalea into an arrow. Definitely the riskier line. Oh. Good luck, have fun. Temaville. Sideboarded, let's go. I wish I was going first. Oh my goodness. What a start. Oh. Oh. We're not blocking an on hit, putting Coronet in front of this, so I think we're just taking our lumps and being really, really sad. Hopefully this means there are no other attack actions in this list, in which case I think we should be able to make up this intellect penalty essentially pretty well over the course of the rest of the game. OX and Wizard Mirrors, the struggle is real. Wizard Mirrors are hard, Martin, and I'm, to be honest, not great at them. I've always kind of conceded them in terms of like deck building. Bully definitely better in the mirror. I'm sure we can cobble something together here though. Our opponent only has 1,000,000 cards. What's the worst thing that can happen? Yeah, I don't see a line outside of developing our board, arsenaling this Cold Snap, which will let us cycle towards our next board piece. Throw some Arcane at me. Nope. I've seen this card before. So they just got like uber lucky with the Nourishing. That's incredible. Sorry, I need to go back so I can cycle this Cold Snap before the blocking step. Kano main and have lost both sides playing as either wizard. I've never played this from the Kano side. I can't comment too much on that, but the Iyslander side is really scary. If the Kano is good at pitch stacking, things get really sketchy very fast. Oh, we're just so behind here. We trade down a point here. There's no point in sending Moon. Our opponent has 4 cards in hand. They just get free Constellus counters. They have 1,000,000 things to arsenal from. And we have nothing we want to commit to on our turn. We're going to be passing with 2 cards in hand, trying to arsenal this Polar Blast. This is really not a good start. Oh my god, and the Brain Freeze hits because we happen to have Frosting in hand. Wow, if there ever was a match that I needed to come back from, this is brutal. Okay, guaranteed 4.5 value from this Polar Blast. Or cycling our arsenal. I think I just want to get the value right now. Especially when our opponent has exactly 1 hex. Like, it's not good because it's a way for them to get a free Constellus counter. Hey, here's a way for us to get back in this game. Seems like they had a really bad hand. I'm skeptical about playing Frosting there versus just like doing Stone Cold Nothing, honestly. You know what? I'm willing to pay a 4 life deficit if it means getting 2 hexes on the board before our opponent sees any. Sure. I'll take 5. Nope. They gonna pay 5 or take 5, pay 2 here? Or am I getting another card? Either seems pretty okay to me. We also have Constellus up now. Can cash that in for 3 damage if they overextend next turn. Or just keep building them up, either's good. Happy to see that go. Yeah, okay. This is gonna be painful. Awkward. Wow, extremely awkward. Would love to get this chill down. That means not playing the Hex here. They only have 2 cards in hand. I think this is just... It's hard to get this much breathing room, you know? So it seems remiss to not play this out here. And then Constellus Moon means we're now threatening 5 arcane damage this turn. Kind of equalize life a little bit. We may just have to be forfeiting this chill. And throwing this Raging Onslaught. And then, because it looks then like we have a blue in hand. So maybe we can trick our opponent into doing something that is quite advantageous for us. Oh, they have the chill. I think if I had to choose between 2 hexes and chill, I would choose chill. Ouch. It's fine. It's not like we're not applying pressure this turn, so they're going to have to pay a pretty steep cost to develop that. Give 2 cards here, or take 4 to 7 damage. It's gonna be a long while before I LL her, Martin. Opponent's holding a Fused Ice Veins. It's gonna be bad. What is his hand? Yeah, I don't know that I'm gonna LL her anytime soon, Martin. I have like 22 points to my name as far as Iyslander adult living legend points go. Okay, so we're in a pickle here, because we have red in our arsenal. and not the hand to play it this turn cycle. 2 hexes, 2 chills. Yeah, that sounds like a rough side of variance, Robin, for sure. These cards block not well when we're above life. I don't really know that we have an option though. Nah, hold on. We want to go lower if we're sending this Fighting Spirit back. And our opponent is liable to throw Arcane at us, which means that blocking 3 here is not worth it at all. The mirror, the classic 50-50 matchup. I don't know, Brickless kind of feels like a 90-90 to me. Gotta get this encased out of Arsenal. I gotta say, Temeville, I like the spicy nourishing that, you know, just happened to draw turn 0. Oh, congrats, Matthew. That's really cool. Congrats on the top 8. That's huge. Oh, we drew the perfect excuse to get this encase out of Arsenal, which is a channel like Frigid. And our opponent doesn't know we have it. Really afraid of this Insidious Chill though. This encase is not a good card. I probably just should not have arsenaled this, to be honest. Should have just held it in hand. I don't know. Wizards are hard. What were your matchups like, Matthew? What heroes did you play against? I'm really curious. Taken 0. They have hexed me. Their Constellus is online. I would like to just get value from pitching this Ice Bolt to AB. When playing full Arcane Iyslander, are you pretty susceptible to fatigue in the mirror? Not really, Kevin. The mirror is a very slow matchup. And so kind of both sides have time to develop the Frost Hex Ice Eternal combo kill. And also we run, you know, it's full arcane, quote unquote, but we do run just enough attack actions that like we can present pretty reasonable offense. So it ends up being not too terrible. Ah, Wizards, where you never really know what you are doing if it is a misplay or not. Isn't that the truth, Brickless? These encases feel so bad. I wonder if I should just be upping the blue count in the mirror even higher. Developing this chill is just so good though, right? Yeah. Not chill, channel. This puts 2 arcane damage towards them because there's 2 hexes out. We have to be very mean. Show them this in case. If they present any arcane, we pitch the cold snap to that. If they don't, we moon. Been enjoying the full arcane build more than the bull. I have 2 Imp Templar, kinda why I play it, to be honest. But bull definitely has some very strong reasons to play it. We get to get away with channeling that. And I wouldn't blame anyone for playing Arcane or Bull. They're both just like completely viable strategies as far as the archetype goes. Feeling, for the really rough start, feeling pretty good about where we are in this matchup. That's just straight up a misblocked. Hold on. I need to be blocking with these two so that we can channel to the CLF. Or at least threaten to channel to the CLF. Yeah, Brickless, you've nailed it. The builds just play differently into different matchups. It's a preference thing. Yeah, Dromai is a bit harder with Arcane, but we have more Arcane damage, and Dromai's cards block terribly against Arcane damage. So I feel it usually balances out a bit. Big Dragon? Awful. Let me dodge those. Yeah, I quite like the Levia matchup with the full Arcane list. I just very rarely give them a discard outlet in terms of blocking. Thoughts on the Katsu matchup for Bull and Arcane? Are you more happy to say AB 1, 2, or 3? Oh my god, we're trying to the next CLF. Oh, yes. Plain Red Hail. Oh, this is my list, but just like spicy with that nourishing. Katsu's Bull, I think, is, to be honest, really unfavored. For Iyslander, you just have so many 2 blocks, and you really have to be able to block well versus Katsu. Kind of doesn't depend on what their AB are. AB 3 is too much for sure. I've been finding AB 2 in some configuration is best for Katsu. I love seeing AB 1 mostly. Let's see. AB 1 loss, Bravo win, Bolton win, Dash win, Bravo win, Dromai win. Fang super high rolled you. Makes sense, Matthew. Seems like a very believable tournament report, and incredible job on the weekend. Really, congrats. Flipper's Lantern into Iyslander so far. I think that's reasonable, Kevin, for sure. Obviously, I'm not a great Katsu player, so I can't really speak on it from the ninja side. Hi, whose turn is it? It's Ice. It's their turn. Okay. So I'm probably gonna have a cheeky little Constellus 3 damage here. I see your 2 damage. I raise you my 3 damage. This is unfortunately kind of turning off our fighting spirit life gain. But also our opponent is at 14, threatening 7 is just incredible, especially when we have Channel 8 Frigid. The only way we get blown out here is if they have a fused blue Brain Freeze from Arsenal to trigger their chill. Or Ice Vein, of course. But they don't, and it feels like we're getting away with bloody murder. Okay, the fact that they're blocking with an Ice Vein and holding 3 cards makes me think that they have some sort of... Oh, we're taking so much damage this turn cycle. Some sort of fusion effect. They don't. Well then, in that case... we're going to develop this Channel 8 Frigid, and our opponent is probably going to be locked out literally for the rest of the game. I really, 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 really don't want to block with Coronet here because it's my outlet to keep Channel Lake around. Yeah, so this is just the block. We're going to take a lot of damage. We're going to do the rare Coronet as an Iyslander. We are presenting 2 here. Huge. And our opponent doesn't know this is a red in hand. Yeah, there's a great example of where block 3 is pretty relevant. You're totally right, Bluebird. Well, I just read the last half of the sentence. I think Wounded Bull is still very good, let's be clear. Hopefully this is giving my opponent a tough decision. I'm so low, this is so dangerous. This has been a weird game. I just want to remind you, this is a... Oh, I'm just dead. I'm just like super dead. Crap. So I should have blocked 3 extra last turn question mark? Can they kill me through the CLF? Not stop damage yet. Yeah, they got it. I do want to preface, this game started with a brutal turn 0 Nourishing Emptiness. It's been a very weird game though. This chill is still at 3 triggers. Yeah. GG opponent. Probably could have played that a bit cleaner. It is getting relatively late for me. We will for sure get at least 1 or 2 more games tonight though, just because it's my oopsie for starting so late. Turn 0 Nourishing in the Wizard Mirror. What are you gonna do about it? Die? Die. Dorinthea, absolutely want to go second. This guy. What a great name. Sorry, Rayland. It is a Welcome to Wraith hero. We got close. Not quite, though. That's a good start. Pitching Dominate. Interesting. Just put 9 in front. I can't do anything about it unless they have Route or something really fancy. Yeah. I'm surprised they didn't go for the turn 0 counter there with the Determination. Oh, what an opener. What an opener. I would love to develop this chill if I can. Realistically, Cold Snap is the play. They do have AB3. That is a lot of Arcane Barrier. But they're choosing to take all the damage. I think I want to play it a bit safe. We've got 2 more chills. And we don't have breathing room. Dorinthea still has a 4-card hand. Wow, but when we draw like this... Oh, hold on, I messed up. It's fine. I'll just cold snap now. Meant to do that in response to the Warrior's Valor. Oh yeah, GG Tiago. That nourishing, so brutal. So brutal. But you also played a chill that never got used, so there was a bit of a balancing act there. For sure, always a pleasure though. I would love to just block sync here. But realistically, we need to block... They need exactly a blue in hand to play a 1-cost reaction and swing a second time, at which point their swing is just for 3. So we don't get terribly punished by block 7 on this first swing. But they need, again, a blue in hand on the second swing to go over the top of a 4 block. And we really want to present this Ice Vein. So I think we call the bluff they don't have a blue because they already pitched a yellow this turn. In which case they'll get 6 damage here. But not much on the second swing. They do have the blue. Disaster. That's actually just brutal. Okay, well, we gotta give it to him. Show me the reaction. You think you're getting the... No? Okay. A bit confused. Kinda just took 6 damage there for no reason, I guess. Interesting. Ah, I did the thing again. I'm supposed to moon before the reaction step because it kind of shows their hand on what they're going to do on the turn. That's on me. That's my bad for sure. I went to Coronet them, Arsenal the Sink below, and try to get this Ice Vein off next turn. Pretty good damage trade so far though, even with the misplays. This hand's great. When we have Tunica, Ice Bolt's a fantastic arsenal. Things are going smooth. Oh. Well, this is just, it feels bad for our opponent. You can pummel me, Dorinthea? No. This is actually, like, just ridiculous, right? We happen to have a sink below for their 1 nourishing, but we call that karma for last round. Pitch Fuse. Obviously just arseling a blue Ice Bolt here. Tunic is up. It turns into a point of disruption and 6 damage at instant speed off 2 cards. And we'll pass an Arsenal. It's interesting that our opponent decided against Refraction Bolters. It's so good versus versus Iyslander because it just makes every Naked Dawnblade threatening the counter, right? So this forces them to either give up Tunic or pitch their last card to swing this Dawnblade. Either is good for us. They give up Tunic. That's fine. Show me how much Arcane you're willing to block. If it's 0, I would like my 3 free Arcane damage, please. Oh! I missed Gauntlet. It's too late now. We're not going to be mean to our opponent. Is that just not high priority in the Dory matchup or just valuing the damage here? I don't love hexing Dories if I can help it, Martin. I definitely misplayed here. I'm supposed to Gauntlet sync this. They do have AB3, but it tends to not be a super resource tight deck. And their damage output gets really bad if they're having to pitch a lot of resources. Yeah, I guess I'm just holding this in case to block 3 on the follow-up swing. It's a massive misplay for me. If Dories have extra blues compared to normal and play really, really patiently, we do need to hex them. But this Dorinthea has like clearly been okay with taking a lot of damage, and so I'm more comfortable committing to the tempo plan. Sorry, I'll pass. And no reason to coronet this. I would love to arsenal this Channel 8 Frigid. Oh, not the hand though. Not this hand. This looks like a solid block 9 coronet pass hand. Gross. You got it, Dory. You're gonna get my gauntlet here too to stop this counter. Okay, all good. Let's try again. Let's draw 2 blues this hand. We got there. Pitching another glistening. It's a yellow, not a blue, notably. So there are several worlds where they just don't have a very good response to this Channel 8 Frigid. Also, no go again, right? I'm just incentivized to not block this from hand because they don't have bolters, so they need glint or run through, both of which are very expensive right now. So I'm happy to just see what Dory wants to do in terms of salvaging a turn from this. They actually pitched a reaction, not reaction speed source to go again. Yeah, just a bad Naked Dawnblade. I'm happy with it. Here we get to push at least 1 point of damage. We will notably have to pitch the Frosting to Waning Moon to keep CLF out. Perfectly fine to do. Like, not great, obviously. We're getting 2 points of value out of the card, with the caveat being plus whatever CLF is worth, which tends to be quite a lot versus Dory. Nice on the Oasis for Spite. Gonna pitch a yellow to pay for it. I'll trade my 2 cards for your 2 cards. You know what they say, equal life with a wizard. Not a good place to be. Makes a lot of sense for Dory to block this. I don't have an arsenal. I'm not threatening Arcane on her turn. Oh, this hand's not very good, is it? I can't keep CLF because I only have one ice card. Looks like her coronet hand, huh? Don't have a good blue to arsenal though. Rough. Did not get a chance to moon in response to the Oasis. Does it matter, Martin? Oh, to, you know, threaten to put... No, it would threaten to put them lower than me. The Oasis was targeting the Aether Ice Vein. So I'm not sure what mooning before or after does. If it's something like an Arena's Prayer or a Sand Cover, for sure, that changes the layer. Maybe Rayland. Oasis is a control a source of your choice, Martin. It's not target. It's not the next four. You're thinking of Arena's Prayer. I don't love anything here. I think we just try to trick this Dory into preventing some arcane damage when we play this Aether Hail and just cry that our turn isn't very good. That's wrong. We always need a coronet here. Be sad that CLF isn't staying. Next turn is going to be painful. But quite, this is a lot of overpowers. What in the world? Okay. Disastrous. We're about to sink a Heart of Fyendal. Because there's no ice cards, and Icebind doesn't take any pitch. Two resources up, 3 razors up, 3 cards available. This could be such a tall Dawnblade, it's not funny. But there's no go again. I don't see a terrible reason to block this. If I get away with this, I just take 3. We're in business. This is why Refraction Bolters is so important, right? Like, the Dawnblade just isn't threatening anything without reaction speed go again here. Yeah, I have no incentive to block from hand. That also kind of tells me, right? Like, we're expecting our opponent to have a lot of reprise in hand. It's just a pretty big tell that they did stone cold nothing there. Now, unfortunately, this Icebind does nothing. It's just 3. It's Arcane Head Jab. Before it resolves, we definitely want a Waning Moon to get value out of this Heart of Fyendal. And to be honest, I'm probably just arsenaling the Sink here. There's a world we put the Ice Vein in there. But being able to, especially considering our opponent seems to have a lot of reprise, being able to block without blocking from hand seems very good here. Yeah, there's a reprise card. Took 3 Arcane. Okay. This hand is a whole lot of nothing. Hopefully we can fix it with a Sink. Yeah, so there was a specific reason there, Game and Tech. We had a Heart of Fyendal in hand. We were at 22, our opponent was at 24. If they take damage from the Icebind, Heart of Fyendal is no longer live. We won't gain a life when we pitch it. So we just want to make sure that we gain the life from it by pitching it to Moon before the Icebind resolves, because we are guaranteed lower at that point. This looks like a block 6 and have Sink below backup kind of hand, which means that Tunica is up for them, so it means that we're brain freezing here. I hate blocking with Frost Hex when our opponent has AB3, but we have 2 in the deck, so it's not the worst case scenario. Come on, I gave you reprise, opponent. You know you want to. There it is. Just glinting, maybe? With 1 floating, how big is this? Unfortunately, that is 1 taller than Sink below, which is brutal. Okay. Take 5, I guess. These overpowers have been backbreaking. 5, 6, 7, 8. Their Tunic is up. Coronet isn't very good. Let's just block 5 if we can trick them into doing that. We have Sink as an answer. At least stops them from getting the counter. We're not down a terrible lot of life. Oh, this is not the hand we need right now, though. Looks like a block. No, they have another Supremacy. Okay, well now we're in a rough spot. Again, no go again though. We've seen 2 glints so far because they pitched 1. We haven't seen any run-throughs, which is interesting. I'm half inclined to make him have it here. What are these 3 red hands, right? I know, right? Like, 42 blues in this matchup. 42 blues. These 3 red hands have been killing us. Yeah, I'm really inclined to make them have the glint here. Because if they don't, this is just take 5 turns over. We're still, you know, 9 life below our opponent. It's perfectly fine. We get to Ice Vein them here. The good old Tunic. And then pitch 2 red cards to play Aether Ice Vein. This lets us get to Fuse and Arsenal this Polar Blast, have a Frostbite on our opponent's turn. Not great, but we're staying in the game. This is just so brutal though. The funny part is, like, if these are 2 blues, I'm not convinced the answer to last turn changes. It would, however, mean we would have Tunic up and would get to Moon this turn as well. Okay, okay. I like this. This is getting us back in the game. CLF always good to see. Okay. Drawn to a red Ice Vein. Like it. Show me how much you're willing to pay into AB, Dorinthea. Not a lot is the answer. There's no go again on this. Feels like this is a pretty safe block 3, play a red Ice Vein on our turn, have CLF back up. We're getting low on threats. We need to start finding some damage. Our opponent is at 19. This should be some nice breathing room though. At least pushes 2, yep. It's an actual shame that Tunic isn't up. We'll make it work. Looks like a block 3 Coronet Arsenal damage spell to me. If our opponent taps out of resources, of course, I'm not opposed to putting this Emeritus Scolding into the Waning Moon. Oh yeah, if we're just going to both pass like that, absolutely. Nope, that's a misclick for me. Hey, we're finally finding our Channel 8 Frigids, by the way. Through all the supremacies. Most of the front-loaded go again is gone, which is good. Gonna see if our opponent is willing to do anything here, essentially. In terms of reactions. Almost feels like they're trying to fatigue me at this point. They are, question mark. I will be at Nats, Martin. I'm very excited. I wonder if that's their plan. They're just trying to pivot into fatigue. It's interesting. They're just holding a bunch of resources in hand, maybe? Yeah, for sure, Martin. Love to meet you and say hi. Am I gonna get baited? Am I gonna get baited into playing this 7 arcane damage into 2 blues? Or they just had no other lethal plays to make on the turn because they've got like 2 reds in hand or something. Hey Nathan. I'm impatient. They have no action point, so like we're never punished for this beyond wasting a card from deck for a point of damage. Where Arsenal and CLF with Tunic up, like turn cycle's fine. Depends on lot if they pitch any AB here. Yeah, so they're just trying to fatigue us. Which means Tornet's not doing a lot on our turn, so do you have a second blue in hand? Because I'd be shocked. Nope. That was a nice little life total equalizer. Okay, we want to Arsenal Ice Bolt here for damage. Probably pitching the Frosting here then. Yeah, pitch Frosting here, block with Encase. They have to react to go over. If they react to go over, Blizzard eats their action point. The 2 red tails later will be nice. So I agree, Martin, except the fact that they're in the same hand. Just so brutal, but you're right, that will be a lot of pressure. I think they're next to an Emeritus as well, which is always good. I don't know that we want a Blizzard here. We could just like block 3 Coronet Arsenal. So maybe we're ditching the Blizzard. I don't know that it's going to make a super big difference in this turn cycle. And again, like, hey Dory, do you have any reaction speed go again? Because I think we've seen most of your deck and I haven't seen any. So if you want to just bonk me for 3, that's fine. On my turn now, I get to Encase into Frosting. Or pitch Frosting to Moon, sorry. Keep CLF up. Arsenal this Ice Bolt with Tunic up would push a fair bit of damage this turn cycle. Seems like, you know, even through the slow AB3 play, we're setting up a pretty reasonable kill here. Or jockeying into that position at least. Took 0. I'm not sure. They pitched an E-Pot earlier. I'm not sure if this is the same one or not. Nah, it's turn 15, so they've had at least 2. Took 1. Next hand is very blue. So we're back to our first cycle with this Hex. Opponent does not have much going on. They pitched the Iron Sun Response reprise card last turn because we've shown that we're smart enough to not block from hand, really. This Blizzard just isn't doing anything for us, so let's convert it into damage. Show me the spare blue. There it is. We can still push 3 here, though. Do we have any Ice Veins left? They haven't shuffled, no. Yeah, it's the second Epop Martin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're out of red and yellow Ice Veins, unfortunate. So we really gotta cobble together this last 10 damage carefully. There's a world where we play this hex here. We've got 2 left in deck, right? And our opponent is just playing so slow. What is our Ice Eternal situation? 1 in the yard, 2 left. It's interesting. Play Hex Arsenal Hail is not a bad turn cycle at this stage in the game when our opponent is like just refusing to play many things. There's the 3rd glint. It's going to take them a while to get back to the 1st, or the 2nd I should say. These are just a bit loud for me. Going to 6 feels very dangerous. I don't have any really good Ice Fusions left, right? 1, 2, 3 in cases, 3 Ice Spines. Now we're just out of good Ice Fusions. So the answer is not developing this chill. Turning on Reprise the rest of the game feels bad if we go to 6. Giving up Coronet and Tunic also seems atrocious. Let's be a bit brave. This is almost certainly wrong, by the way, but it's very flashy, at the very least. Keep the Channel Lake out, develop a Hex. Make our opponent really concerned about Frostbites the rest of the game. We still have our 3 block and armor. I don't know. Interesting to say the least. We do have that double red hail turn coming up, which is very exciting. It's a lot of worlds where it's like play one of those in our turn, stride in one on the opponent's turn, and that's how we get to 10 plus damage on the turn cycle to threaten lethal. Choosing to take 2, that's concerning. That's very concerning. There's our other Hex. Almost certainly don't have the breathing room to play this one. They have 5 cards, though there is a Channel Lake Frigid out. Warrior's Valor, pretty good. Pitching a billion cards to do things, not pretty good. Okay, so they have to reaction exactly an arsenal, right? Pay 2 to play a 1-cost reaction from arsenal, and then pitch your last card to attack again. We do have to block though. It's just the threat to go over the top is so scary. Overpower, pretty scary too. They've shown us they have it. They have spare resources to play it. Do we have to start playing around red overpower? Ew. But we are right now. If we would go to 1, things would be bad. Iron Zone response is annoying. That's pretty bad for us, actually. We are in route range. Thankfully, we've gone through our opponent's entire deck and we haven't seen any routes Rayland, so I'm not exactly worried about them. Okay. I want to arsenal this because I want to kill my opponent. Yeah, there's one of our red hails. This game is way closer than I want it to be, and it's quite scary. Again, just pitching their determinations? Interesting. Okay, let's think. If I block like this, Reprise isn't turned on. A 1+3 doesn't kill me, right? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I need my opponent to go to 1 resource left in hand, which means 0 because Tunic is up. Scary stuff. Very scary stuff. Yeah, that's true, Bluebird. That's a stroke of luck. I wish that that was like pitch stacking genius from me, but it's quite lucky, to be honest. This doesn't get us to a new break point. What are we worried about, like glint? Or just dying to double +1? We haven't seen many +1s though. It's this silly overpower that I'm worried about. Does this save us from overpower? It's +6, go to 9, -5, take 4, go to 1. It does. It does. So let's see what happens here. Defending hero is defended with a card from your chain link. Search your deck for attack action reaction card, banish it face up, and shuffle your deck. You may play it as chain link. We're dying to overpower Xaxes, aren't we? How about that? Yeah, they're gonna do it red overpower. Pitch a blue to play it. Take 1, take 6. Gross. Let's give him a frostbite and make him regret it. Also a world where we double frostbite this, Arsenal the Emeritus, and hope that they have like a red and a yellow in hand, at which point they can't play it with the Tunic. That's like our ideal scenario here, actually. We get to Arsenal Emeritus. Alright, let's see what happens. Okay, threatening 2. Show me how much you're willing to prevent. Okay, so they have 1 more blue in hand. They go get red overpower. They play it. 4, 10, 5 Exactsies, we die. We must stride in this red hail here. We have to, otherwise we die to the red overpower they pitched earlier. The issue is they have a blue in hand, so this only leaks 1, and we're just devastated. Let's see if they notice they need to break these frostbites with Tunic to stop the 2 arcane damage. The real frustrating part is they still get to tutor for Steelblade off of this. Yeah, they know that they need to break the frostbites. Played Oasis Respite. No! Oh, what a blowout. Oh my god. I don't think I noticed them pitch an Oasis Respite in the first cycle. That's completely my bad. They go to 7 here. How it feels to play Kano. Yeah, for real, Kevin. We have to be very sad, Arsenal this, and die next turn. Oh, there's a Heart of Fandle. Oh no. Oh no. Okay, definitely blocking here. I think we just have to call the bluff, right? That they don't have double +3s. Show me what you got, Dorinthea. Okay. Show me what you got, Dorinthea. What else is there? Going and getting Glint is just like the best case scenario for them, right? So I might have been wrong. Maybe we should have played those hexes first cycle and played a bit of a longer game plan when we saw them flip AB3. It's been a while since I played against Dory, to be honest. This is a bit of a humbling experience. Let me clarify. I played against AB1 Dory quite recently. There's the red overpower. Yeah, and this specifically kills through my Heart of Fandle. Good game. AB3 Dory, it's been a while. There it is. This is what happens when we're 3 hours into the stream from my perspective. Let's get one more game in tonight. Especially because next week probably will not be Iyslander. Probably gonna go back to Prism a little bit. I know first time I tried that we went 0-4. Definitely want to fix that for y'all. Been tinkering with the list a little bit. Think I have some ideas. We'll see. And then week after that it's Nats, right? Or we're close to it at that point. Things are happening so fast. But as y'all are watching, if there's anything that I do that you don't understand or you want to know why, just feel free to ask in chat. I'm trying to answer basically everything I can. At least give my reasoning. Sometimes it's not very good reasoning, but trying to get at least a few games on camera, because it's been a while since I streamed Iyslander, which is kind of crazy. Here's a Levia, interesting. So we used to want to go second versus Levia because they didn't have a good way to fill their yard, but now the deck's been retooled a little bit with like Shadowpede and stuff they do. So I think we're gonna go first. And just, try to play a good bit of a tempo game plan. What's a good replacement for Heart? So I think if you don't have access to Heart, Emkra, you don't want to replace it explicitly. This hand's bad. We're just trying to coronet ourselves. Gain a life. Arsenal, CLF, and pass. This is an AB2 Levia. Interesting. Very, very interesting. So I think you just slot in an extra sideboard slot, MK. Really, any blue black 3 does it. Epot, if you're afraid of wizards, does it. Just stuff like that. And just whenever you would side out a blue in a matchup, just side out one less blue because you'll have a spot where Heart of Fyendal would go in the list, if that makes sense. Basically just opens up a sideboard slot for you. Do I want to punish the scabs with the CLF? I mean, yeah, obviously. Block a bit. We're gonna take a decent chunk of damage this turn cycle. But this might be all they can do, whereas there would have been a claw follow-up. Not the best CLF. Reasonable start though. And we're just gonna coronet, keep this channel life alive, Arsenal Cold Snap. Leak at least 1 damage next turn cycle, maybe freeze them out of their arsenal. This card's so good. Cantrips are crazy. I'm glad you're liking it, MK. I really appreciate it. I like the list a lot. I hate giving Levia to start out lit, but we gotta keep channel alive. Discard Graveling Growl. Is it AB3? Spoiled Skull is AB1, Rayland, so 1, 1, and that's it. Against an AB2 opponent, don't really need Chill. So let's push some damage before they draw off of this Savage Feast. Rest in peace, Arcane Iyslander. Yeah, I feel that MK a lot. I miss that deck a lot. Yeah, I think the card draw is just almost always worth more than arsenaling our 2 Arcane Aether Hail. Channel will die, it's okay. We're still keeping them off of a 5-card hand. And pushing damage, love it. Oh, I wish we had arsenaled the sink below. That's fine. Their arsenal is already frozen, which is pretty funny. I'd love to arsenal this Ice Bolt this turn cycle. Or are we drawing to Emeritus right here? Right here. Nope. Okay, it's okay. Discarded a Boneyard Marauder. This has Dominate, that's fine. Clauser online is annoying. Just a claw follow-up? Love it. It has felt weird, Bluebird, but counterpoint, I get to play Prism and Blitz now. Have you fought a lot of Levia from Battle Hardens? In Cincinnati, I didn't play any. In Chicago, I played the same Levia twice, once in the 8th round, and then immediately again in the top 8. AB3 both times. Played pretty aggressive in the round 8, played pretty slow patient in the top 8. That one was a feature match if you want to go back and watch it. Matchup seems pretty reasonable to me. It's not fantastic, but it's perfectly fine. We're just gonna encase here, fuse, keep off of the tunic for a turn cycle. Thanks, Josh. So yeah, so if they have AB3 and they try to fatigue, you are supposed to play out the... I don't play towards that game plan. But that at least is the idea of what you should be doing. And that actually was a pretty good reminder to myself of like, hey, dummy. AB3, they're playing slow, play your hexes. We're gonna banish draw 2 with 2 floating. My hand isn't great. Knowing most would AB3 would Metacarpus still be bad. Metacarpus is interesting versus Levia because I just don't... we can just let our opponent worry about this while I'm talking to chat. Versus Levia, they don't really have on hits, so I can see a world where we play Metacarpus versus them. Just because like Iron Rock Gauntlet, what's so good about it is... Oop, having some internet issues it looks like. What's so good about Iron... Sorry, everyone seems to be a bit of internet issues. Hello? Hey chat, can y'all hear me? I think I just had a bit of a internet hiccup there. I'm not seeing any messages. It seems like a bad sign. Hello, hello? I'm back now? Okay. Okay, good. Sorry about that. Where was I saying? Levia doesn't have much in terms of on hits. Iron Rock Gauntlet is kind of there to get like implied value from stopping breakpoints that have on hit effects. So I can see the argument for Metacarpus versus Levia. I don't know, I haven't really tried it. This turn's disgusting. I am taking so much damage this turn, it's not funny. Let's upgrade this 2 block into a 6 damage spell and a frostbite. Now that was definitely on my end, Martin. Unfortunately, it probably means I'll have to call this the last game of the night. Opponent has indicated they don't want to prevent any damage, which means I'm about to take a lot of damage. So we'll try to wrap things up fast here. Something tells me I'm getting swung big after this. They have a blood debt, but it's satiated. They're running out of graveyard, and it's like all blood debt, which is interesting. We're still going to be at Battle Hardened, Ohio. I will go to Battle Hardened Columbus, right? It's next month, I think. Absolutely will be there. It's basically in my backyard. It's like a 2-hour drive. Eat this 6. Show me what else you got, Levia. Yeah, I definitely have found that the 13 life threshold is very important. I agree, Rayland. Just, you know, trying to get them close to it, and then arsenaling an arcane spell on the turn that they're trying to flip is so threatening, really. They have Tunic up. My hand just does a lot of nothing here. Going to block out. If they swing again, I'll block probably. Just say, you know, go into the next turn cycle. Joshua, I would love to sign your Iyslander card. I've never actually done that for anyone before, so that would be really special. Diplomacy really only stops him from rolling scabs. And that's basically it. It stops him from spoiled sculling. Not like they would do that. I think we bluff it. I think we arsenal just because, like, the threat of disruption is frequently better than actual disruption, right? Access to 6 power for 1 is ridiculous, Rayland. They have, what, 6 to 9 copies of it now? Ardour's fine. I can't do anything about it. Go ahead. Battle Hardened Pittsburgh. At Battle Hardened Pittsburgh. What were you playing, Joshua? Sorry, it's pretty late for me, and I'm in the middle of a game. I'm having trouble remembering the event. This is 6 with go again. Oh, right. Yeah, I got it now. Yeah, I remember that well then. This is easy as just... We're about to Icebind Channel 8 Frigid. A poor Levia. This has go again. Not really worried about any on hits afterwards. Another Savage Feast? Come on. This is quite awkward then, because Icebind is quite bad. How is the Star for Star going as a maybe board? I really want to find room for it, Rayland. I don't know where there's room for it, but I really want to find room for it. Oh, they do have an arsenal. I'm silly. Savage Feast draws a card, who knew? I don't like this 14 life deficit. That's too much. That's way too much. I'm quite scared, actually. Scour, yes, but I don't want to skimp on blue block 3s if I can. Ideally, I would want to replace that with like more blue block 3s. So it's hard. Obviously, like, Star is kind of cheating more or less because it's a 0 cost with go again. So you can kind of skimp on blues when you are playing Star. Still feels really dangerous to me though. This is just a tap for 6. Interesting. Oh, they don't have a lot of... Hey, what's up, Devin? Things are not going well. You joined at a interesting time. It's like it's trivial to just block 6. The question is, what do we make out of a turn after that? The tuner's been up for a while, which is pretty inconvenient. The fact that they're pitching a red is interesting. Pitched a yellow Dread Screamer last turn. So I wonder if they're just really tight on resources here. This might be another red in hand. At which point, you know, playing CLF, sending Moon, blocking 3, arsenaling Stolding with Tunica. Not the worst turn cycle. Not the best, not the worst. Oh, we can't send Moon and keep CLF alive. Never mind, I'm silly. This is just bad then. It is what it is. Yeah, we're supposed to do this now, not in our turn, because it means that they can't float Tunic from this turn into the next. What we need to do is find an opportunity to lock them out of blood debt for a bit, make them start taking some of this so we can kind of equalize the game. We know they have a red in hand. We just have to, you know, swing for the fences. Clearly they drew 3 more. Oh, not ideal. Getting a swing big in hand. Oh, these blizzards being no blocks are really tearing us up this match. Uh-oh, our opponent is either finding guaranteed lethal or has 4 reds in hand. I know which one I would prefer. Oh yeah, Devin, that's like the best use of Beast Within, in this matchup at least. That's a bunch of blood debt satiated. Okay, we gotta start catching up fast and not dying. I hate giving up Coronet like this. This puts us to 4. We throw back a Fused Ice Vein and keep CLF out and have Emeritus Stolding up. I feel like if we have an avenue back into this game, it's that. And it leaves us at a life threshold where we can put 1/3 block in front of a 6 power attack and not die. So I think giving up the equipment here is justified, even though it's like really brutal to do so. The good news is the longer CLF and stripping cards from our opponent happens, the bigger and bigger chance this number doesn't get turned off for a turn. Especially if they're trying to flip Consumed this turn. Looks like maybe not. They would have to take 5 to do it. They have just enough blood debt. We can threaten to put them past it though if they tap out in any capacity. They have 2 resources available, AB2. So they block 6 of our 7. So they block 2 of our 7 arcane, take 5, go to 13. Let's let them resolve the draw discard here, see if they turn their own blood debt off or if they hit us with it. Which gives us a lot of info about if they want to flip consumed or not. Okay, they want to flip consumed. Which means we have to punish them. Okay, we're... What are we doing here? Alright, next question. Yeah, they can't activate Tunic because of Channel Like Frigids. They have 1 Arcane Barrier Prevention. So next question, can we kill them? The way I count it, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, plus 6 is 18. They can AB 1 of it. So they're not dead. We could put them to 1, which is ridiculous. Unfortunately, line isn't viable because we would die to this Deadwood Rumbler. So we're just not getting this Ice Vein off this turn. This puts us to 1. This puts us to 2. Or we go like this. Present 7 on our turn. Present 7 on our turn. Present 1. Arsenal 2. Yeah, okay. This makes sense. They have priority. We'll float Tunic Resource. Send functionally a bajillion damage. And now our opponent is at 6. That was easy. And now every point of damage matters. Yeah, now can't transform. It is kind of funny, you know, we were just talking about Metacarpus. If we had Metacarpus there, Levia was dead. From 18. Which is pretty ridiculous to just say out loud. Okay. The issue is now we're at 2. But they have blood debt. The sink below helps a lot. Oh no. Oh no. We have to hope they whiff. Yeah, because we don't have lethal here unless they have exactly 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7. Okay. Okay. It would have been major Metacarpus value, Rayland. Sorry, Beef. After this stream, I'm going to call it a night just because it's getting really late for me. Future stream, maybe. Oh my god, they turned off Blood Debt. Natty drew the Mark of the Beast. The stream is going to come down to if they have a red or not in hand. Wild. Okay. We only have one option. Because this is 6 dominate, and we can only block 4. Thank you, Beef. Yeah, sorry. Oh, I'm not trying to block with this. I'm trying to kill you with it. Yeah, sorry, it's been getting quite late for me. If you're just now joining, I accidentally started the stream an hour and a half late. And by started an hour and a half late, I mean I started streaming an hour at the correct time, and I forgot to press the go live button. It happens. Beginner mistakes. Or something like that. Pitch. Fuse. Nah, it's a blue. That's GG. Stealth streaming. What a great idea, Kevin. Thank you, Beef. Yeah, I will for sure have to stream again and give you the proper, at my full energy, here's the deck stream. Really sorry about that tonight, guys. It was definitely not my intention. A, to start so late, or B, to, you know, not be on my A game when I finally did start streaming for y'all. But I've been going on YouTube at least for about 2 hours. Think I'm gonna call it there. I hope y'all enjoyed it. I hope that, you know, if you man Sant. No, he saw me lose. Turns out Levi's kind of good, Ethan. I hope y'all enjoyed the stream. What I managed to make of the stream after starting late, at least. If you enjoyed that, please consider liking, subscribing, all that stuff. You may have noticed my on hit effect card back sleeves. Hold on, I gotta show off the shiny stuff. Private single player game. You may have noticed my fancy new on hit effect card back. I'm pointing the wrong direction. On hit effects card back sleeves. These are available through my recently announced Patreon. I do not paywall any of my content, but if you enjoy the channel, if you want to support me and help me make like more more interesting, maybe potentially more high budget content, check it out. We've got a $1 frosting tier, gets you the card sleeves. A $3 Aether Hail tier gets your name in the credits that will roll in just a second. And a $5 Ice Bolt tier, which gets your name featured on the Starting Soon screen, which none of y'all saw because I started streaming late on accident. And I'll actually shout your name out on the Thanks for Watching screen, which I'll do in just a second. So thank you to everybody that's already signed up. Again, absolutely no pressure to do it. It's just a nice thank you if you want to show support for the channel. And thank you to everyone who watches and chats, and I just really like hanging out with y'all guys. That's why I do this. Oh, sorry, chat is really tiny right now. I can't actually see. Come back, chat. Oops, accidentally hit the subscribe button. Oh, that's a shame, Beef. It's terrible that that's permanent, you know. I'm curious about the Aether Ice Vein tier will be. So, Devin, I have been thinking about starting a little bit of coaching on the side, maybe. If any of y'all are interested, hit me up. Either on Twitter, Discord, drop a comment, etc. We'll see if there's interest in that in general. But thank you, everybody. I'm going to sign off for the night, and I'm going to go grab some dinner. I think I'm pretty hungry. But see ya. Stay icy, everyone. Hold on. I have a list of patrons somewhere. To wrap up this video, I wanted to give a special thank you to my Ice Bolt tier patrons, Bluebird, Joshua Levy, Kevin Breyer, and Levi Rauch. The support has been really heartwarming. I really appreciate seeing it, and thank you to everyone who watches, likes, listens. I know I just gave this spiel, but I'm pretty sappy, and I'll give it again and as many times as I feel until, hopefully y'all feel the same love from me that I feel from y'all. Thanks for hanging out with me tonight, guys, and I will catch y'all later.